Congratulations, because after this video, nothing will be the same. This is the best YouTube video and ultimate credit card that I prepared for you guys to be able to leverage your credit. You know what I'm saying? So we don't go ahead and put money to our phones anymore, we do credit cards. So these are all the different credit cards that I have picked up over the years, and I'm gonna give you guys a step-by-step guide on how you guys are able to do the same and get as many credit cards as you guys want to be able to leverage your lifestyle, to get that dream lifestyle that you guys want. Now I know there's a big stigma around credit. Your parents, my parents, everybody's parents has told you guys, don't get into debt, don't use credit cards, don't do this. Most of the times, people really tell you this out of fear, right? And I want you guys to move with faith and never move with fear. What I mean by this is that most people that tell you guys to not get credit cards simply don't know how to use their credit cards. They've had their credit cards, they got into debt, right? And they really basically couldn't give. If you found this video, congratulations. Because after this video, you will never need to watch another credit card video on how to be able to leverage your credit and get the lifestyle that you guys want. I'm gonna be showing you guys everything that I've learned over the years on how to be able to leverage your credit and how to be able to get the lifestyle that you guys want. Credit is the ultimate key that you guys will need in order to leverage your lifestyle, get that new business you want, have some funding emergency that you might need, or even be able to take advantage of all the perks and benefits that come along with having a great credit card, and also being financially literate. Now the only difference between the wealthy and the poor is that the financial literacy is that wealthy people really understand financial literacy. It's almost like a second language to them because of the fact that they know really what to do with their money. Now after today, you guys shouldn't be working for money, you guys should allow your money to work for you. So let's go ahead and get into this video right now. Now if you guys haven't done so already, I want you guys to make sure to subscribe and tap the bell notifications below to get updated on all the latest videos that we're dropping. This is the hardest YouTube channel on financial literacy. Nobody's messing with us. I love all the support and all the feedback you guys have been giving me, and it makes me honestly want to go harder. Now before we go ahead and get into the step-by-step guide, there's a couple of myths that I wanted to go ahead and debunk in a sense, right? Now, a lot of people, my mother, your mother, practically anybody's mother, right, has always told them, hey, don't get into debt, don't start getting all these credit cards and all that. Which at the end of the day, our mothers are just trying to protect us, our parents are just trying to protect us. However, they're approaching it from a place of fear and not faith, right? Most of the times when people are telling you guys to not go ahead and get a credit card, it's due to the fact that they simply don't know much about credit cards, and as human beings, we often fear the things we don't understand. Most of the times when people go ahead and get credit cards, they'll go ahead and just run it up and use it on bad debt, right? Instead of going ahead and actually using it for good debt to make them more money. Now, if I show you guys this step-by-step guide, listen. This is not for Neiman's, this is not for Saks Fifth, this is not for your Boo or Chanel or any of that sort. At the end of the day, if you guys take this time to learn this skill only once and be able to leverage your credit, be financially literate, and lastly, also really understand how to use your credit cards, then you guys will be able to buy as much Chanel, as much Neiman's, as much Saks Fifth, or whatever that you guys want. Let's focus on making your money work for you guys first, and then we can be able to get everything that we want. At the end of the day, so we're here right now, and what you guys want to get to is here, and credit is going to be that bridge that's going to allow you to do so. Now, the couple of myths that I've been hearing often with credit cards is that if you get credit cards, there's always going to be bad debt in a sense. Well, the thing is though, there's two different types of debt, right? We have good debt, which is debt that is used to make money, right? Get you a return on investment. And then on the other hand, we have bad debt, right? So bad debt is going to be anything such as shopping sprees that you don't pay off immediately, or any type of materialistic or any consumer item that you don't necessarily get any return on investment. So what I mean by that is that if you go ahead and say spend $10,000 for a shopping spree, for example, if you don't pay that $10,000 back within the first month, now that $10,000 shopping spree actually has cost you a lot more due to the fact that interest is going to be piled on to that $10,000 every month that you don't pay it off in full. So it might have felt really good for you guys to do some retail shopping, but it's not going to feel so hot, big dog. So that's the number one thing I don't want you guys to do, because honestly, if I had this video when I was starting off, I'd be up a couple of $1 billion. Because of the fact I know exactly how to be able to leverage credit, and honestly, credit can get you guys anything that you guys ever wanted, right? Now, a lot of times we'd often get told as well that we shouldn't have too many credit cards, or having too many credit cards is a bad thing. yes, I totally understand that, but at the same time, having credit cards, and if you guys are able to use them responsibly, can unlock a lot of different perks, such as being able to access business credit, which will not show up on your personal credit, and also be able to get reward points for every dollar that you spend. With a debit card, on the other hand, you actually don't get any incentives for just spending money on your debit card. So if you guys are going to spend that same money anyways, why not spend it somewhere where you're going to actually get a return on investment? And the beautiful part about credit is that you're always protected if there's any fraud, or you happen to say break your AirPods. I've even had broke my AirPod once, and I literally called American Express because I purchased it from them. So they actually were able to help me out and get me a brand new AirPod with no cost of charge. Among that, I actually had one time I lost my, it was a Burberry hoodie, right? It was a pretty expensive hoodie actually. It was around $1,200, and basically I lost it at the airport. All I did was call American Express because they actually have purchase protection for any lost or stolen items, and actually gave me the full $1,200 that hoodie actually cost. So just perks like this really just shows you guys that not using credit is honestly going to be your ultimate disadvantage. Now, what else can credit cards allow you guys to do? Well, credit cards can allow you guys to get your dream house, your dream car. Me, myself, I have a couple of different cars, and I've actually been able to get numerous high-end cars that I've really liked. I've had a BMW X6, I've had an M3, I've had an M4, I've also had a Mercedes C300. Among that, I've had numerous BMWs, 345i, 3 all that. I've actually been able to get 8 different cars in the last 2 years. So every 6 months I'm upgrading my car, but without the ability of having good credit and being financially literate. So credit is going to be the ultimate key that you guys will need in order to get that dream house or even that dream car that you guys want. Even with having great credit, you guys can get lower interest rates on your house, which can actually save you hundreds of thousands of dollars in the long run if you go ahead and actually calculate it over a 30-year mortgage. So having credit and understanding credit is so key, but I want to make sure that you guys also know how to manage your credit as well, because even if you have $1 million of credit, if you don't understand how to use it, you're better off not having that money, because of the fact that the debt and the amount of interest that will pile up is going to be astronomical. So basically, being financially literate is the ultimate key. Now, Abu, you're talking about credit and all this, bro, like how did you do all this? Like, alright bro, I got you, I'll break it down, right? So actually my credit card journey started off when I was about 18 years old, right? I had to buy my first car from my dad actually. And I actually had to pay him cash. And after that, my parents were never big on co-signing any cars. Blame my older brother, he just messed it up for the rest of us. But anyways, not gonna name names. So after that, I really had to take a lot of initiative and accountability to be able to have great credit. And so when I was 18, I first got my first credit card, and at the time, I didn't really think too much of it. I was actually able to scale over 5 businesses in the last 5 years. I was actually able to go out of state for college, and I was able to graduate with only $8,000 of student loan debt. I was honestly using credit in order to pay my tuition off every month, just because of the fact that I'm an immigrant. My parents, I didn't really want to stress them out at all. Like, my parents were literally like, bro, like, you're never calling. Every time you call home, you're always just checking up on us, and you never ask for money. So I just kind of knew that being self-sufficient and self-reliant was going to be the ultimate key, because that's the same reason why I went to a different college out of state, just because I figured that I'm always going to have problems in life, so I might as well be a man about it now and take care of myself and not burden my parents that I've worked so hard to get me there in the first place. So after I was able to see what credit was able to do for me in starting my first business, right, a light bulb really clicked in my head after that, and it opened up so many different opportunities and possibilities to my future that I can go ahead and achieve, and it made every goal within reachable range to me, right? So being able to understand that, hey, I can literally get access every time I wake up to $50,000, $100,000 of funding to start whatever business endeavor that I've ever wanted. Now, what would that do for you and your family? Just having that confidence and that ability to know that you can find the money to start any business or anything that you guys want, it really affords you guys peace of mind in order to know that you guys can make anything happen. Now, that confidence is the same confidence that I want to instill into you guys. I want you guys to really think about any big goal that you have, any dream that you guys have. Think about it as big as possible because, hey, shoot for the moons, and if you fail, you land on the stars. That's exactly how I think. That's exactly how I want you guys to go ahead and approach things, is that think of the biggest goal that you guys want and go after it, right? Get your credit intact, be about your business. Like, honestly, like just having that confidence of knowing that you can handle anything that this world comes and throws at you is really just a feeling that's unexpressible because of the fact that it just makes you feel like you're basically the Hulk or any type of superhero and you can get anything done. So after I was able to build out my first business, kept doing the same thing, just kept managing my credit. I was able to get different apartments. I was able to get a penthouse. I was able to help my parents out in getting their first home. I was actually able to get over $500,000. Yes, I said that correctly. Over $500,000 of funding to start all of my different businesses. This allowed me the ability to go ahead and start off my trucking company, and also allowed me the ability to start off my consulting company, my clothing company, and also to my financial literacy agency company. So all of this wouldn't have been possible. I wouldn't have been able to buy the equipment. I wouldn't have been able to even be talking to you guys right now, nor would I have been able to pay off any of my employees. So the fact that I had that access to that capital was really game changing. Because really how I want to boil it down for you guys is that me being an immigrant, right? So the rich get richer and the poor get poorer due to the fact that the rich have the money to invest when opportunities present itself. Nowadays, 2023, a lot of people are talking about a recession. So nowadays you might see that houses are going to be at a discounted price. A lot of different assets as well will be at a discounted price. So if you have that money set aside to go ahead and invest now, imagine how much money you guys will be able to make in the long run if you guys kept those assets and maintained them well. That's exactly how the rich get richer, because they have that capital set aside that they can use to invest. Now, me being an immigrant, we didn't have any of that, right? I'm the first generation immigrant. My parents came from Sudan and sacrificed a lot. We were doing well, but switching over just makes it really hard. And so when we started off here, we started off with zero. So we had to make something happen, and I had to go from zero to hero real fast, you know what I mean? So that's exactly what credit allowed me to do. It really just opened up my eyes to all the different possibilities of being able to have that capital set aside. It doesn't matter that if you guys don't have the capital now, you guys can always get it, but having that faith that you guys can be able to do so is exactly what I want to instill. Now, before we go ahead and go into all the different perks and benefits of having credit cards, I wanted to go ahead and just simply break down how credit cards work. Now, simply put, most credit cards, they make money off of interest fees that they charge their consumers or merchant fees that they charge any type of stores or any type of people that do business with. So the first thing is that simply interest, they make a lot of money off of it due to the fact that if you don't pay off your balance in full every month, that interest will be tacked on to the balance that's left over. So that will keep on accumulating until you pay off your full balance. So over the time, you can see that if you're getting a little bit of interest out of a lot of people as far as consumers, it makes it easy to see how much money they actually make off of interest rates. It makes it easy to see how much money credit card companies really make off of charging you guys interest, right? So that's exactly what credit card companies want you guys to do. They want you guys to default. They want you guys to be late on your payments. They want you guys to not pay off your balance in full. But I know you guys are smarter than that because you're a viewer of my channel, and that's exactly what we're gonna avoid. Now, the other way that credit card companies really make money is by charging merchants fees for charging their credit card. So American Express, for example, if you guys go to 7-Eleven, they're charging 7-Eleven about 2.9% for every credit card that's American Express that's actually used to be able to get that item or that merchandise purchased for that consumer. So American Express will actually charge that merchant fees in order to be able to use their credit card at their store. So credit card companies actually make a lot more money off of merchant fees, but most people really don't know this. Now, your credit score ranges anywhere from 300 all the way to 850, right? Now, 300 is a really, really bad score, which I hope none of you guys have, right? Okay, just making sure. But what we want to do is get to that 850. Now, what this ranges from is that you have credit utilization, which is 35% of your credit score, right? 300 to 850. What makes the difference between having a higher score or a lower score? The different factors that actually make up your credit score are going to be, one is going to be payment history. So every time you pay off your balance in full, that's about 35% of your overall credit score. Now, the next factor is going to be credit utilization. Credit utilization is simply put is how much you guys are using compared to the amount that you guys have as far as your credit card limit. So if you have a credit card for $10,000 and you spend $1,000, you have a 10% utilization. Factors that make up a credit score are going to be length of credit history, which is about 15% of your overall credit score. It simply means how many years you've had credit, how well were you able to manage that credit over a span of time. And the last 10% is actually going to be for a mix of accounts. The different type of accounts that you guys have, from revolving accounts, auto loans, installment loans. These are all different types of accounts and loans that you guys definitely want to make sure you have a good range of different credit accounts, just simply because of the fact that it allows the lenders to see that you can handle different types of debt. So this is simply how credit scores are calculated. Now, how you guys get a credit card is that you simply just apply and see if you guys get approved. Basically what lenders want to see is that they want to see good spending patterns and to have good financially literate behavior. And also for you guys to be able to be financially literate and truly understand how to be able to use your credit. When lenders see that you guys don't need the credit cards or you're not using the credit cards as much, that's when they'll give you guys more money. Once you get expert advice on how to boost up your credit, whether it's personal credit, business credit, whatever it may be, then definitely make sure you guys click the link below and sign up for a free consultation with me and my team so we can be able to help you guys be one step closer to your financial goals. We can help you guys out with everything as far as disputing your credit repair, leveraging your credit, and then being able to get higher access to business credit and also be able to properly set up your business structure so that you guys can get access to hundreds of thousands of dollars in business credit as well. So definitely make sure you guys reach out and also click the link for a free consultation below so you guys can get help from the experts who know what they're doing. Now, I know you guys want to get into how to get higher limits, and if you guys want an in-depth video on how to get higher limit credit cards, definitely check out our credit funding playlist, which gives you all the keys that you guys will need to get in order to get approved for $20,000, $50,000 credit cards. So definitely check out that playlist. But for this video, I wanted to focus on just simply the basics. So if you guys are able to have good credit, what credit score would you guys need in order to get approved for most credit cards? So what I would aim for, of course we want to get to 850 credit score, but at the end of the day, if you guys have a 720 or higher, is typically the range that you guys will need to be able to get. And the reason is that because of the fact that a 720 is a really good solid ground point to get approved for most credit cards. Now, I know you will have top tier cards, which are simply put, and if you guys don't, we'll show you guys how to. Now, when you guys go ahead and apply for credit cards, this is the guide that I want you guys to use. Look at your spending patterns, right? If you guys are spending a lot of money on gas or save a lot of money in restaurants, go get credit cards that are going to give you guys the most points for a dollar that you guys spend on that individual category. Now, that's exactly how you build up an arsenal of different credit cards by simply adding up these different categories and seeing which best credit card has the most points or most incentives for your spending. This allows you guys to maximize the amount of reward points and cashback points that you guys will get in order to have the best type of credit card combination that you guys will need. I never want you guys to look at if the card is a flashy card, what it looks like, where is it coming from. Never look at that. I want you guys to focus on if the credit card is basically the best use for your dollar. Now, there's a lot of different credit cards out there, and I know a lot of people will approve you right off the bat, but I want you guys to be strategic because of the fact that once you guys start getting numerous credit cards, like for example, Chase has a rule, which is the 524 rule. So if you guys have got 5 new cards in the last 24 months, Chase will automatically deny your application. So you want to be strategic in how you guys are approaching this. And if you guys want to get business credit, this is going to be the ultimate goal, because you don't want to go ahead and just get any credit cards and they give you a smaller limit. You want to be strategic so you guys can set up your credit structure in a proper way that allows you guys to maximize as much money as possible. And so being able to really be strategic in the credit cards that we're applying for and looking at is really going to be the key that you guys will need to know in order to build out a full and strong credit report, which I'm going to show you guys. Now, Abu, what should we do with these credit cards? How should we spend them? What should we do? What shouldn't we do? It's a lot more important as well. Well, the reason is there's a lot of things that can happen wrong when you guys have a credit card. Now, I wanted to go ahead and talk about the do nots first, because of the fact that credit is really, really easy to mess it up. My cousin had always told me this when I was first starting off my credit card journey. He was like, just don't mess it up, honestly. So the different ways that you guys can mess up your credit, right, is the first one is the easiest one, which is missing a payment. I can't tell you how much times this stresses me out with family members, clients, or friends, or any type of people that I'm helping with credit. Because of the fact, missing a payment is the easiest way for you guys to literally drop your credit score. Payment history is 35% of your credit score. Now, in order to avoid this, what I want you guys to do is to go on to all of your different credit cards and go ahead and actually put them on auto pay for at least the minimum payment. So make sure you guys have auto pay on for all of the minimum payments for each credit card, just in case you happen to miss or it slips your mind, because at the end of the day, we're all human, right? And we're just trying to do the best that we can. So let's go ahead and set them on auto pay so you'll never have to miss a payment again. The other thing that you guys should never do with your credit card is to ever live above your means. This is exactly what credit card companies are looking for in order to deem you guys unworthy of the credit card. So if you guys are spending money that you guys don't have, or basically just spending any money that you guys can't pay off right away, that's the ultimate way to go ahead and get into bad credit card debt. Now, there's good credit card debt, which will get you a return on investment, and there's bad credit card debt, which will simply just make your life a living hell. So don't go ahead and get into credit card debt. I know that you guys want to get these materialistic items or whatever it may be, but trust me, if you guys just take the time to use credit to actually make you money, then you guys will be able to get anything that you guys ever wanted. So let's have some discipline and also realize that you have to sacrifice what you want now for what you really want later. And that's all discipline really means. Now, there's a couple of other things that I would highly recommend for you guys not to do. Another thing is never co-sign for anybody. I know even if it's your brother, your mother, your dad, whatever it may be, they may be trustworthy. I'm definitely not doubting that at all. So I don't want any smoke. But at the same time, when you guys co-sign for somebody, if they happen to miss a payment or anything like that, then that automatically gets reflected on your credit report. So just simply tell them, hey, I can't do it, I'd love to. What you guys can do instead is help them build out their credit report correctly, even put them on as an authorized user. So that's going to be a really great way to avoid making that mistake in co-signing for people, because I know we all have people that ask us to co-sign, but you don't want to put yourself liable for that. At the end of the day, this person might be trustworthy, but you never know. Life happens. God forbid he happens to miss a payment or defaults on the loan. It's going to drastically lower your credit score. So I think it's best not even to get put in that position in the first place. Now, what we should do with credit, right, is that first what we should do, right, if you guys have credit cards, so I have about 15 different credit cards, and it's probably closer to 25 if we're including business credit cards. Now, all of these different credit cards, they all play different roles and are all helpful to my business and my spending patterns and spending habits as well. So I make sure to get the credit cards that I know that I will use, and if I don't use a credit card, I will not shut it off. I'll just simply use it time to time. But you don't want to go ahead and close your credit card out, because of the fact if you close your credit card out, then it will go ahead and lower your credit score by lowering the age and the amount of history that you guys will have on your credit report. So a couple of things that you guys should do with your credit. The first one is going to be make sure that you guys have a credit card template, or say a spreadsheet with all of the different credit cards on there. Because right now you might have only 1 or 2 credit cards, but that's exactly when you guys should start building out these good habits of keeping track of your credit cards. Because as you guys get more credit cards and you guys get to 10 credit cards, 20 credit cards, whatever it may be, it gets a little bit hectic in making sure that you're making all the on-time payments. Now, as a special treat for watching this video, so if you guys go ahead and sign up for my newsletter with the link down below, I'll go ahead and actually send you guys over my credit card tracker template that I actually personally use in order to manage all of my different credit cards. It's going to be a great way to make sure you guys are on top of everything. And what I would simply do is review this every 2 weeks or even every week. I often review all my credit cards and all my financials every Saturday. So it's just a good way to build good money habits, because what you guys don't measure, you can't manage. That's definitely something that I really want you guys to hone in on. So another thing that you guys can really do in order to boost your credit score and also increase your chances of getting approved for better cards is that what you guys should do is that if you have an uncle or say an aunt or anybody in your family, even a friend possibly, that has a good credit card, ask them to put you on as an authorized user. Now, what you guys should tell them is that I simply want to be put on as an authorized user for the credit history. I don't want to use your credit card. Please don't even send me your credit card. So what they can do is ask the representative to not even send any credit cards to your house or their house at all. And if they happen to do that, then go ahead and just cut up the credit card, because you don't want to play with people's money at all. So when I was actually first starting off, I actually asked my uncle. He had a $21,000 Citi credit card that actually was opened up in 1999. So I'm actually 24 right now, so 1999 is the year that I was born. So I've actually had a credit card put onto my credit report that has the same history of the same age that I am. So that really helped tremendously. And honestly, I told him before that, hey, I want to start a trucking business, so having this credit card on my credit report will really help me out in getting the truck that I want. So if you guys know anything about the trucking business, it's a very, very high risk industry, and a lot of times they want those trucks paid for in cash. But by being able to have great credit, also being put on as an authorized user to increase my credit score, allowed me to get that truck with only 4% interest rate, and I only had to put down about $5,000. So that was about a $120,000 truck. That actually did a lot for my business in being able to actually get us off the ground and running. So as you guys can see, by being able to have credit, it simply affords you guys all of the different luxuries that you guys can be able to experience. And I want you guys to really experience by just being able to be financially literate and disciplined.